Hi everyone, Josh Ford here. Good morning to you all. Let's start off the day with another series of Mallory Canavan attempted to murder me. And this is the continuation of this series. As you continue to come back and follow along, you'll see that how this all unraveled, how her, and in this episode, we're going to go over how her and her family set me up to rob me and attempt to murder me. And how she manipulated the courts to keep it completely under wraps. This has been completely okay in the courts. Uh, so let's see. What kind? It makes me think of values. I was a big values guy, and I believe this is why I was targeted. I thought I was raised that there's nothing more important than family, and you help people where and whenever you can. And this clearly made me a target of the Canavan family. Okay, and it started with John Pemberton, their uncle. It began when I was a sheriff, and I was living alone. I had purchased my family home, which was a nice three-story, three-bedroom house, um, and it was great. I had a good life. I was like 30 minutes from my work at the sheriff's department, and life was good. My mother passed away, so I was kind of like in a bad space, I guess. And that's when these people stepped in. And John Pemberton showed us up, and he kind of starts working his way into my life. And he's like, "So Josh, what do you do? You want to go to a party?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Good, because it's at your house, right?" Should have been a big red flag there, but I was like, "All right, what the heck? It's been a while since I've done something fun. I will let the sheriff's department come to my house, and we'll have a party." What I didn't realize was John Pemberton was scouting my house. He was scouting me as a target. How could he get my house? How could he manipulate me? And what his goal was, ultimately, was he had his niece, Mallory Canavan, the woman who ultimately was sent in to destroy my life, murder me, and rob me blind, and destroy our children's lives as well. And he kept saying, "Oh, you know what? I've been looking for the right guy to set her up with. This officer, that officer, but you're going to be the winner." Okay? And I was out dating, and I was just like, "All right, I'll go on a date." So we go to his house, and this was very weird. He's on the phone yelling at her, "Get your ass out on the lawn." And right, I'm like, "Oh god, weird." I'm trying to be nice. I work with this guy. I'm on friendly terms with him. Weird. And so we pull up to the house, and she's there with her kids on the lawn, just standing there, like posed, looking sad and pathetic for me. "Oh, help us," was what I get now. Sorry, hold on. And so they're sitting there looking sad and pathetic, and I'm like, okay. I take her on a date, and like date two, she's telling me she's pregnant, right? Next thing you know, 30 seconds later, she's had a miscarriage. This was all emotional manipulation, right? "Oh, do you want to try to have a child again with me? Have a child with me. We lost that baby. How can you be so heartless and not just want to jump right into bed with me and have a baby again?" That's what Mallory Canavan was doing. So, I've just lost a baby, I'm thinking. My mother just passed away. And now I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so we end up having Harley. Next thing you know, she's like in charge of my finances, and we have to move. She wants to be closer to her father, Paul Canavan, who lives in Kingston, in a very nice house with money and means. And she's telling me that he's going to provide us with money and help and aid, and it's going to be great. Anything but. Paul Canavan came over so rarely, it was fucking pathetic how little he cared about those children. His own grandchildren, 5 minutes up the road, didn't give a fuck. But it wasn't about the children. It was about moving me away from family so they could estrange me from my family. It was about moving me further from work. So I wasn't driving 20, 30 minutes to work. I was driving an hour both ways now to a job where getting stuck for doubles, 16 hours, is a regular event. Okay? So this was all about wearing me down, exhausting me, giving Mallory time to sleep with Rooney, with the father of her other two children, Pat Benjamin, the drug addict, and the guy up the street who my daughter told me stopped by. So Mallory's out there at every opportunity, forcing me out of the house. We couldn't move our banking from Melrose, where I live, back down to the South Shore because of it would cause a conflict. It gave her an hour both ways to go fuck one of these guys. Okay? That's what Mallory was doing. And, Mallory, even offered to sleep with me again to keep me silent about this whole thing. She told me that Rooney's got this little dick and it just doesn't have the girth that I did. She's like, I'll even let you fuck me in the ass. I said no. I'm like, you won't even let me see my daughter? You've got all this bullshit hanging over my head. I'm good. You can keep Rooney's little dick and fuck any other guys that you're currently cheating on him with. I'm solid. I'm good. Just let me see my daughter. She said no again. Okay. What kind of manipulation she was trying to do then, I have no idea. But it's awful. So, you've got me down here in Kingston. And, you've got her father who's a drunk. Her stepmother who's a drunk. Mallory who's a drunk. Probably on drugs too, because she's banging Pat Benjamin, the drug addict. I can never, no matter 65, 70 hours a week, make enough money to fix the house, provide for our children. There's 3 children. Mackenzie Benjamin, Brandon Benjamin, and my own blood, Harley Ford, who are living in a house that's falling down, even though when I bought it, it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2 acres of land, beautiful piece of property. But my money is clearly going to drugs for Pat Benjamin, partying and drinking with Rooney, the best of lives for Mallory with her nice car that she purchased with my money. Her father's living probably the fucking high life off my fucking money. This was a setup by the entire Canavan family. And the best part is, when I'm in court and I've been arrested by a friend of Mallory's that she grew up with from the Kingston PD, I've had that investigated. That'll be another video. And I get to court being accused of punching Brandon in the face. He's a little 13-year-old boy. I'm a professional fighter. I'm a sheriff. He has no injuries. None. But the cop runs up to me like a fucking lunatic. What did you do? What did you do? Now, whether he really was part of this or whether he was simply manipulated by Mallory, because that's what they do. They're the Canavans and the Pembertons, John Pemberton, incredibly manipulative family. I remember John manipulating people at the sheriff's department, not doing his work, just complete fuck off. Fucking loser. The entire Canavan family is a bunch of fucking losers. And you don't steal someone's children, steal their home, leave me working like a slave so I can't see my kid, so that I can't fix up the home for the children. Mallory Canavan literally had a family with me to use me as a slave. And when Pat Benjamin died, and I had to spend my entire relationship with Pat Benjamin's picture on her fucking nightstand. Fucking ridiculous. No matter how much I complain, oh, he's the father of my children. No, he's the guy one of the guys Mallory was fucking on the side. Okay? Probably because Rooney's got a little dick. What are you gonna do? You pick these men because they're big and dumb, and this is what you end up with. So, I'm stuck dealing with an entire family of drunks and lunatics trying to make my children's lives better when they set me up to rob me for the 5 years we were together. And then the final, 9 months where she's blatantly dressing up like a whore. She picks up our 5-year-old Harley, puts her in my arms, and says, don't bother me, I'm going to go get fucked by Rooney. Watch the other 2 children. And I'm supposedly beating all these children. Now, she's put it in multiple court records that I beat all these children, but she's going out to get fucked every Friday and Saturday night and handing me the 5-year-old that I supposedly beat. Ridiculous. And her entire family is in on this. The judge is a Canavan. I'm not sure if I managed to get that out or not, but even the judge is a Canavan. I'm arrested by her friend that she grew up with. If there wasn't a giant, insanely large miscarriage of justice, it's quite a coincidence. Quite a coincidence, wouldn't you think? And even right now, where I'm still waiting to go to court again, March 14th, for crimes that I supposedly committed, my, what do you call his name? My parole officer, and I want to get his name here. 1 second. I want to make sure I've got this. Travis Dustin, my parole officer. So I go to him and I say to him, from the minute I meet this man, I am innocent. I have been set up. I did not do these things. And I explained the entire situation, which you can go back and see the other Mallory Canavan tried to murder me videos. The original ones start, or you can continue following along. But he's there listening to this entire story, how I'm innocent, and he does nothing. He hooks me up to an ankle monitor for over a year. I am treated like a caged animal and thrown on the street with not a penny to my name, my cars taken away, my bank account emptied, my home gone. This was another attempt to murder me. They tried to murder me in prison, a sheriff, in jail. How could that end badly behind bars? Then they take away every and all means of caring for myself. And an ankle monitor that I have to maintain electricity to. Or I go back to jail for things I didn't commit. And Travis Dustin hears this whole thing, and he's now in court telling judges, well, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He keeps claiming he's innocent. Are you fucking kidding me, Travis? You've known I'm innocent from the word go. And are you in on this conspiracy, Mr. Dustin? That's what I want to know. The entire Canavan family, Paul Canavan, Mallory Canavan, her drunk mother, her drunk stepmother, all these people in this neighborhood around me, the judge who's a Canavan, like, there's some big fucking problems with this entire case. And I want you all to know this. Every one of you. Rooney, let me tell you, I got a book deal. I'm getting a book published. Mallory already knows that I wrote a book when I was a sheriff, and I have the means to get this book published because I'm going to sell my vehicle. I won a Shelby GT500, a true gift from the gods, for $100 for entering a charity. I'm going to sell that Shelby, and with that, I am going to distribute this book nationally, and I am going to see justice done. I am going to spend all that money to get this book out as widely into circulation at Amazon, Walmart, all these places, so that everyone can read about what the Paul Canavan, Mallory Canavan, drunk mothers and stepmothers, what John Pemberton, what Canavan, the judge, and Travis Dustin, the parole officer, have all done to an innocent guy. So, and I think I'll be wrapping up shortly here. But I want you to stay tuned because my next episode will be Rooney's a Woman. Because not only does Mallory say he has a little dick, he was texting me pretending to be a woman. So I'm going to do an entire video on Rooney pretending to be a woman to manipulate the situation. So stay tuned. Much more to come. Have a great day. And don't forget, you'll be able to find all these videos on other video sharing sites. I don't want to get the names because I don't want them all taken down. So have fun searching, share these videos, help me see justice is done. Help me put the Canavans, John Pemberton, and all these people involved in this conspiracy behind bars and see justice done. I love you all. I appreciate your help. Your comments, your likes, this all goes a long way to clearing my name, and I appreciate you. Don't forget, I appreciate you. Thank you.